don't do anything stupid. Today is that day.
Don't move now, stop now. Man, bust out the pussy, man.
While some officers betray their oath and abuse their power, today you'll witness instant karma delivering a powerful blow. Let's unpack the high-stakes trial of Sheriff Jamie Null, who now faces the consequences of years of corruption, theft, and abuse of power. On August 27, 2024, the trial of Sheriff Jamie Null is nearing its conclusion. The trial began with the judge ensuring that the defendant fully understood his constitutional rights. These rights include the right to a trial by jury, the right to confront witnesses, and the right to remain silent. Jamie Null, 53, confirmed his understanding and acknowledged that by pleading guilty, he was voluntarily waiving these rights.
A joint motion in tender of conditional negotiated plea that purports to be signed by you. Now, before I can accept a guilty plea, I must be satisfied you fully understand your constitutional rights, that your plea of guilty is being made freely and voluntarily, and that you've in fact committed crimes. Therefore, it would be necessary to ask you, sir. Feel free to speak with your attorneys at any time. For the record, state your full name and age.
Jamie John Null, 53 years old.
You ever been treated for any mental illness or emotional disability?
No, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, including alcohol, today?
No, Your Honor.
And it's my understanding that you wish to withdraw your previously entered plea of not guilty and enter a plea of guilty pursuant to the terms of this document.
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the right to face all witnesses against you, see, hear, question, and cross-examine those witnesses. You have the right to have witnesses brought into court to testify on your behalf. You have the right to have the state prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to remain silent, cannot be required to give any testimony or make any statements against yourself to anyone. Anything you say, however, may be used against you. Do you have any questions concerning your rights?
No, Your Honor.
And do you understand that by pleading guilty, you're going to give up and waive each and every one of those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you understand that by pleading guilty, you're going to give up and waive that right also?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you understand these convictions may be used against you in the future to enhance a charge or to enhance a sentence. Anybody offered you anything of any value to get you plea guilty here today?
No, Your Honor.
Anybody threatened you, coerced you, forced you, or anyone else to get you to plead guilty here today?
No, Your Honor.
When you were charged, were you out on probation, parole, or on a suspended sentence?
No, Your Honor.
And you've been represented by very competent counsel throughout these proceedings, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Satisfied with the advice of counsel and the outcome of the case?
Yes, Your Honor.
The charges Jamie Null faces are severe, ranging from corrupt business influence to theft and official misconduct. The factual basis for these charges includes a series of financial crimes. Jamie Null admits to knowingly and intentionally engaging in illegal activities, such as trading high-value vehicles without proper authorization and using funds from the UDA Township Volunteer Firefighters Association for personal gain.
Because this is a level 5 felony, the court is required to have a pre-sentence investigative report before you can be sentenced. You understand that? Mr. Null, would you stand? Raise your right hand to the best of your ability. Do you solemnly swear or affirm under the penalties for perjury testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
You'll take a seat at the witness stand, please. Mr. Wilder.
Mr. Null, you've been previously sworn, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you're here today to change your plea that you originally entered in this case from not guilty to guilty, correct?
Yes, sir.
Prior to today, you met with your attorneys.
Yes.
We have met and explained each charge that has been filed against you.
Yes, sir.
We've explained the possible minimum and maximum penalties for each of those charges to both your freedom and your finances.
Yes, sir.
We've explained to you that there's a potential that if you were to go to trial found guilty, that you could be sentenced consecutively as well as concurrently as some of the charges, right?
Yes, sir.
We reviewed thousands of pages of financial documents.
Yes, sir.
We reviewed a multitude of documents that were related to vehicle transfers and purchases.
Yes, sir.
We were provided hours of taped statements of witnesses.
Yes, sir.
We listened to those statements.
Yes, sir.
After reviewing the evidence, the documents, and listening to the statements, it has been your conclusion that the trial in this case would not be in your best interest.
Yes, sir.
And you are prepared to admit that you knowingly and intentionally engaged in illegal conduct as set out in the charges that I'm about to go through with you, correct? Mr. Null, as it relates to count 1, corrupt business influence is a level 5 felony, and you admit those crimes.
Yes, sir.
As it relates to count 2, theft, a level 5 felony, do you admit that on the 3rd day of May of 2024, you knowingly or intentionally exerted unauthorized control over the property of the Utica Volunteer Firefighters Association with the intent to deprive Utica, the Fire Association, of any part or use of the value of the property, more particularly that you traded a Utica-owned Chevrolet Corvette, that you traded a Utica-owned 2020 Chevrolet Corvette valued at $92,000 for a 2020 Mercedes-Benz, and that registered the Mercedes-Benz in your name, all of which is contrary to performance statutes.
As the proceedings continue, Jamie Noel acknowledges his involvement in each crime, including the theft of significant amounts of money and property from the Fire Association. He admits to filing false tax returns for several years, with the intent to defraud the state of Indiana.
As it relates to count 3, theft, is that your admission here today in Clark County, Indiana, you knowingly or intentionally exerted unauthorized control over the property of the Volunteer Fire Association, hereafter I'll refer to as Utica, with the intent to deprive Utica of any part or use of the value of the property, or particularly the property had a value of $50,000 or more. You traded a Utica-owned 2017 Chevrolet 3500 Silverado for a 2019 Challenger SRT Hellcat, and that you titled the Hellcat in your name. You personally sold the Hellcat for $83,000.
Yes, sir.
And you admit that you committed that crime.
Yes, sir.
As it relates to count 4, theft is a level 6 felony. You knowingly or intentionally exerted unauthorized control over the property of Utica with the intent to deprive Utica of any part or use of the property, said property having the value of $750 or greater than $750, less than $50,000. You traded a Utica-owned vehicle, a 2012 Porsche Panamera, and titled the Porsche in your name to a car dealership and deposited the funds into your personal bank account on the 14th day of September 2022.
Yes, sir.
And you admit that you committed that crime.
Yes, sir.
The charges, which span from 2018 to 2023, indicate a prolonged pattern of criminal behavior, with the defendant misusing his position of power for personal gain. For instance, Jamie Noel used an American Express card tied to the Fire Association to make purchases exceeding $50,000 without authorization.
As it relates to count 5, theft is a level 6 felony. You admit that you exerted unauthorized control over the Utica property with the intent to deprive the Utica property. The value of said property you took control of had a value of at least $750, less than $50,000. More particularly, on the 2nd day of December 2020 and on September 27, 2022, you sold that Chevrolet for $39,500 to Kenny Eubanks and deposited said funds in your personal bank account on the 28th day of September 2022, all of which is contrary to the forms and statutes of the state of Indiana.
Yes, sir.
As it relates to count 6, theft is a level 6 felony. You obtained control of a Kubota tractor. It was purchased in 2017 for $40,600 and sold it to James Boo Bishop for $31,000 on September 14th, 2022, and deposited the check of $31,000 in your personal bank account.
Yes, sir.
And you admit that you committed that crime.
Yes, sir.
As it relates to count 7, obstruction of justice, you affirm under the penalties, you affirm and acknowledge here today, you knowingly or intentionally altered, damaged, or removed records or documents or things with the intent to prevent it from being produced or used as evidence of an official proceeding, more or less, and in particular, you reset your iPhone upon the arrival of the Indiana State Police to obtain your property, and that is count 7, obstruction of justice.
Yes, sir.
And you admit your guilt here today.
Yes.
As it relates to count 8, so Judge, the next several counts, we're going to use the factual basis to establish the basis for the plea to the predicate counts of official misconduct. So as it relates to count 8, you acknowledge and admit you did, as a sheriff of Clark County and a public servant, knowingly or intentionally assigned Michael Bowling, an employee of the Sheriff's Department, duties which were related to the operation of governmental agency that the defendant served with. You assigned Bowling to do duties on your personal property, rental properties. As it relates to count number 9, you also acknowledge that acting in your capacity as sheriff, you knowingly and intentionally assigned Donald Jones, who is an employee of the Sheriff's Department, to do duties related to the operation, and his duties were to work for the government. That you assigned him duties for your personal property, rental property, your father-in-law's property, the pole barn property, and Utica Fire Department property. Those duties were upon your personal property, rental properties, father-in-law's properties, pole barn, and property that was owned by the Utica Fire Department.
Yes, sir.
And then, as it relates to count 12, you understand that between the dates of November 9th, 2018 and December 31st, 2022, you were the Sheriff of Clark County, which is a public servant. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
And in fact, as you testified previously, during that time frame, you engaged in conduct as it relates to Mike Bowling by assigning him those duties while he was an employee working on the county's clock as actions that constitute ghost employment, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that is against the peace and dignity of the state of Indiana, and you admit that you are guilty of that as well.
Yes, sir.
You acknowledge and admit that Donald Jones was an employee while you were the sheriff. You assigned him duties while he was on the time clock for the Sheriff's Department that included the duties that you described for personal property and other properties that weren't sheriff's properties, right?
Yes, sir.
And you acknowledge that that is a violation of law and that you're guilty.
Yes, sir.
As it relates to count 14, and in fact, during that period of time, you assigned Rodney Hoobrey, who was an employee working on the county clock, to do duties and to undertake tasks at your personal property, your father-in-law's property, pole barn, as well as the Utica Volunteer Fire Department, and you acknowledge and admit your guilt in count 14 to the offense of official misconduct, correct?
Yes, sir.
As it relates to count 15, and in fact, during that time, Brent Fisher was an employee of Clark County.
Yes, sir.
And then while he was an employee and while he was working on the county's time clock, you assigned him and directed him to do duties on your personal property and property of the Utica Volunteer Fire Department and other entities that were not the government's entities, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you acknowledge and admit your guilt at count 15.
Yes, sir.
As it relates to count 16, theft is a level 5 felony. While in Clark County, Indiana, you did exert unauthorized control over the Utica Township Volunteer Firefighters Association property, which was the American Express card that you utilized. American Express card, you made charges in excess of $50,000, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that you did that knowingly and intentionally with the intent to deprive the Utica Township Volunteer Firefighters Association of the value of the money used to pay.
Yes, sir.
You in fact exerted unauthorized control over the Utica Township Volunteer Firefighters Association's property, more particularly, and again, the American Express card, and that as a result of that, the funds used to pay those bills were funds that you exerted unauthorized control over without the consent of the Volunteer Fire Association.
Yes, sir.
As it relates to count 18, you utilized the American Express card that was the property of the Utica Township Volunteer Firefighters Association with the intent to deprive them of the use and value of the property, their funds that they used to pay bills that you charged in excess of $50,000. And in fact, the things that you purchased were for your benefit and did not benefit the Utica Volunteer Fire Association.
Yes, sir.
You acknowledge that you exerted unauthorized control over the property of the Utica Township Volunteer Fire Association with the intent to deprive the entity of the part of use or the value of that property, more particularly that you utilized the American Express card and charges were made in excess of $50,000.
Yes, sir.
And you did not have the authorization or the authority to spend it on the items that you purchased.
Yes, sir.
And that those items did not benefit the Utica Township Fire Department.
Yes, sir.
According to 18 U.S. Code Section 1962, it shall be unlawful for any person who has received any income derived, directly or indirectly, from a pattern of racketeering activity or through collection of an unlawful debt, in which such person has participated as a principal within the meaning of Section 2, Title 18, United States Code, to use or invest, directly or indirectly, any part of such income or the proceeds of such income in acquisition of any interest in, or the establishment or operation of, any enterprise which is engaged in, or the activities of which affect interstate or foreign commerce. a purchase of securities on the open market for purposes of investment, and without the intention of controlling or participating in the control of the issuer or of assisting another to do so, shall not be unlawful under this subsection if the securities of the issuer held by the purchaser, the members of his immediate family, and his or their accomplices in any pattern or racketeering activity, or the collection of an unlawful debt after such purchase do not amount in the aggregate to 1% of the outstanding securities of any one class, and do not confer, either in law or in fact, the power to elect one or more directors of the issuer. Finally, Jamie Null and his legal counsel agree to waive the 30-day sentencing requirement, giving the court more time to review the pre-sentence investigation. The court adjourns, leaving open the question of what the final sentence will be. With 31 counts against him, it is clear that Jamie's actions have far-reaching consequences for both his personal life and the public institutions he once served.
In fact, you made false 2019 tax return, or made false statements in your 2019 tax return, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that was with the intent to defraud the state of Indiana or evade payment of taxes, and all in contrary to the form and statute. And you admit that that's a crime in the state of Indiana, and you acknowledge you committed that crime.
Yes, sir.
As it relates to count 26, you knowingly or intentionally acquired or maintained an interest in, received, concealed, possessed, transferred, or transported the proceeds of criminal activity, or invested, expended, received, or offered to invest, expend, or receive the proceeds of criminal activity, or funds that are proceeds or tax funds of criminal activity, and the person,
Yes, sir.
and in fact, you understand and admit today that you engaged in the criminal conduct as set out in count 27 as theft and a level 5 felony.
Yes, sir.
And you acknowledge and understand that that is a crime in the state of Indiana, and you admit that you committed that crime, and that is theft as a level 5 felony.
Yes, sir.
You understand that that is a violation of the law of the state of Indiana,
Yes, sir.
and that you acknowledge and admit that you committed that offense in count 31, theft as a level 5 felony.
Yes, sir.
Judge, I have no further questions of Mr. Null. Thank you.
Mr. Hurl, do you have any further questions of Mr. Null?
Mr. Noel, you know you don't have to plead guilty to anything today, don't you?
I'm sorry?
You know you don't have to plead guilty to anything today?
Yes, sir.
You're pleading guilty because you committed these crimes?
Yes, sir.
Nothing related to those questions, Judge. Thank you. Your Honor, at this time, I'd ask Mr. Null if he joins me in asking the court to give us an opportunity to withdraw our previously entered plea of not guilty to all of the counts that we have acknowledged we are guilty of, and enter a plea of guilty for each count as you've asked today.
Yes, Your Honor.
Judge, we'd so move.
I'm not going to say yes, I'm not going to say no today. I'm going to take this matter under advisement. Victims, as you are well aware, and Mr. Wilder's aware, have rights. And I'd like to hear from some of the victims, or a lot of the victims, at a date in the future in regards to whether they believe that this is an appropriate sentence or whether they don't believe it's an appropriate sentence. I think the offer is not inconsequential by any means. It appears that Mr. Null spent approximately almost 10 years incarcerated with a period of probation. When you make a deal, I expect people to abide by it. When you violate probation, you serve the time. So, Mr. Hurdle, who may potential victims, and I mean not just management, not just the sheriff's department, I mean EMS workers that have lost their jobs, paramedics are not out there saving people because the money was diverted. I want to hear from people that don't have $800 belts. I want to hear from taxpayers that have been aggrieved by the actions of this individual. And Mr. Null, if I don't accept it, we'll set it all aside, we'll start back over, and it'll be as if nothing happened. So who shall they contact?
Your Honor, they can contact my office directly, and I will put them in contact with the Victim Assistance Coordinator in Ripley County, who will be reporting them to me. I've also spoken to Sheriff Maples, and we've spoken to the Department of Revenue. I'm assuming that they can get word out to their employees or former employees, but we will make the administration aware of what the court's order is today.
I understand. So, what number is that, Mr. Hurdle?
812-689-6331.
Members of the press, I'm gonna ask you to do a favor for me. Tell your viewers that if they believe that they have been harmed, that they are a victim, contact Mr. Hurdle's office at 812-689-6331. You may have to hire extra help, Mr. Hurdle, to take all the calls. I don't know. There may not be any calls. There's going to be a few victims that may want to be heard, and I want them to have that opportunity. If it becomes so overwhelming, we may have to call some of them and select. But I want the taxpayers of Clark County to know that I'm willing to listen to them.
I instruct them to write a letter for the court to review, or that I said they are welcome to be a part of the next hearing to make their representation.
I think they should be present. I'd prefer that I hear them live as opposed to receiving a letter. If they want to be heard, they ought to show up, in my opinion.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll be off record. Hold on. Mr. Wilder, your client's entitled to be sentenced within 30 days.
Yes, Your Honor.
And I'm going to ask my probation department to do the pre-sentence investigative report. Do you wish to be present when she speaks with your client?
Judge, we believe that we want to be present when they interview our client. And then, Judge, at this time, Mr. Null, you join me in asking the court to waive the 30-day sentencing. So move the 30 days.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Court will grant that request,
Thank you, Judge.
considering the number of victims and the number of charges and the amount of time that we've invested here today.
Your Honor, is the court's pleasure to set the date today, or we'll get notified from the court at a later date, or whenever we...
Renee?
Call everyone and get up.
We're good.
And if it pleases the court, Mr. Walls wanted me to make sure that we get him involved since he
Tell
was
Mr.
able-
Boyles I'm sorry he didn't get to come down and visit with us today.
I'm sure that he would prefer to be here rather than Fort Wayne.
All right, unless there's anything else, we'll be off record.
Thank you, Judge.
On May 29th, police stopped Solomon E. Smith III. The officers suspected Smith of being in an area known for drug and prostitution activities, so they requested him to present identification. Smith explained that he had left his ID at home, but when asked to provide his name and date of birth, he complied.
3200 block of Business 98. Come here.
What I did now?
Huh?
What I did?
I don't know. What are you
I
doing?
did. I'm just walking, going home. I'm not bothering nobody.
Okay. You got any ID on you?
I left my ID at home.
Okay. Well, just give me your name.
Y'all got to arrest me for?
We're not harassing nobody.
I'm just doing my job.
According to the Fourth Amendment, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue, but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched, and the persons or things to be seized. Additionally, a false arrest is the restraint or detention by one person of another without lawful justification, probable cause, or a valid arrest warrant, under an asserted legal authority to enforce the process of the law. False arrest is also referred to as false imprisonment and is generally considered a misdemeanor offense. Some jurisdictions distinguish between false arrest and false imprisonment, maintaining that a charge for false arrest requires the arresting party to have asserted the legal authority to make arrests. Such jurisdictions consider false imprisonment to consist of any unlawful restraint made with or without a claim of authority. Nevertheless, the situation quickly escalated. The police seemed increasingly concerned about Smith's presence in the area, citing the late hour and the fact that most people were already asleep at home. Smith tried to reassure them that he was simply walking home from a friend's house and doing nothing wrong, but the officers were determined to further verify his identity.
What's your job?
I'm walking down the road, minding my business. I ain't bothering nobody.
It's 12 o'clock at night, and when we see people out that we don't recognize, we get
I'm
it.
walking by myself. I don't bother nobody.
Okay, give her your name and your date of birth.
My name is Solomon E. Smith III. I'm not for to be dollars with this. This is works of the devil. That's all it is. I'm not doing nothing, sir.
How do I spell your first name?
SOLOMON. aggravate from no reason. That ain't no politics when y'all do stuff like that. They bother me. I can't even go nowhere.
I don't know who you are.
I gotta clean the work.
Okay, I don't know who you are. And so it's 12 o'clock at night. You're out here walking.
I'm minding my business though.
Okay,
I ain't hurt nobody. I'm not doing that to nobody. I ain't hurt nobody. I ain't commit no crime.
I never said you did. It's 12 o'clock at night. And at 12 o'clock at night, most people are at home in bed.
Minding my business. Coming from my friend's house. That's the problem.
You're in the area that's known for a lot of drug activity and prostitution, okay? So I'm going to get out and I'm going to identify you. And if you're good to go, you're going to be on your way and you can go home and do whatever you want to do.
When asked for his name again, Smith made a serious mistake. He gave the police a different name, Eastman, which further raised their suspicions. When questioned about this, he admitted that his real name was Solomon Smith, but insisted that he had committed no crime.
So, Mr. Smith, why did you tell me your last name was Eastman?
Well, it ain't no crime.
What, he didn't give us the right name? What's his name?
His name is Solomon Smith.
Okay.
My name is Solomon Smith.
Okay.
You asked me what's my name.
All right, turn around. Turn around, put your hands behind your back. Turn around. Turn around, put your hands behind your back.
As tensions escalated, the police decided to arrest Smith. When asked to turn around and place his hands behind his back, Smith resisted, pleading for more time to explain his situation. However, the officers were unwilling to negotiate further. They took Smith down to the ground and used a taser on him, even though he begged them to let him call his mother. Despite his attempts to talk his way out of the situation, the police forcibly arrested him.
Put your hands behind your back.
Ma'am,
turn around.
Give me a chance. Please.
Turn around. Turn around now.
I'm trying to go home, please.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
Man.
I will tase your ass. Turn around now.
Why are you doing me like that?
Turn around.
Why are you doing this to me?
Turn around now.
I'm call the people on you.
You call whoever you want. Turn around.
I got people that would do something to you. If you work with me, I will tell you the truth.
I'm tired of talking to you.
Listen, please, please, please give me a chance.
Turn around.
Please, please.
Turn around.
Please.
Turn around.
Baby, will you just give me a chance to talk to you?
Turn around.
I'm on the rest.
Put your hands behind your back.
Yes, I'm on the rest.
You're gonna be. Turn around. Turn around.
Man.
Don't you.
Put your hands behind your back.
I'm calling my mom. Call my mama.
Back
Keep
up.
your hands.
I'm calling
Back up.
my mama.
I will take care of that in a minute.
Please.
Turn around. This is your last chance. Turn around, I said.
I'm trying to do what's right. You can't do me like this.
Turn around.
Don't put your hands on me. You cannot do me like this. I'm trying to get home.
I said turn around now. You need to stay out of this.
No, come here.
Come here. Turn around.
Jody.
Put your hands behind your back now. Turn around.
He is my good people. Jody, come here.
No.
He gonna take me home, please.
No.
Please. You got to work with me.
No, I ain't got to work with you.
Listen, I'm not.
I said turn.
With you.
I said turn around.
Don't move now. Stop now. Man, bust off the pussy, man. You heard my back.
Get on the ground, bro.
Man.
Kill me.
Man.
Get on the ground.
Jolie, come get me. It hurt, man. It hurt my wrist.
Give me your other hand.
Please. It hurt my wrist.
Your other arm, now.
I did.
Now.
Your other arm. Come on.
All right. It hurt my feet, man.
Well, you wouldn't be hurting if you stopped resisting.
I'm sorry.
Relax.
Could I talk to y'all then?
Nope, not no more. Time for talking's over with.
Man, please let me talk to you, sir. Please.
Said
Brother, you had your chance to talk.
I'm trying to tell y'all the truth, though.
Taser deployed.
I'm trying to tell you the truth, though.
10-15, blackmail.
Let me get up then. You hurt my feet. Let me put my pants on.
Well, let me pull them up for you.
I'm sorry. Will you please listen till I talk to you? I'm sorry. Please. Officer, you gotta believe me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If they would've I would have told them the truth if they would have let me tell them.
Excessive force refers to force in excess of what a police officer reasonably believes is necessary. A police officer may be held liable for using excessive force in an arrest, an investigatory stop, or other seizures. A police officer may also be liable for not preventing another police officer from using excessive force. The city then emailed this statement. Solomon Smith was improperly arrested by a former Springfield Police Department sergeant. After a prompt investigation, Chief Roberts took immediate action to contact the state attorney to have the charges dropped and referred the case to the Bay County Sheriff's Office for investigation. Following their investigation, the sergeant was arrested and promptly terminated from city employment.
Get out of here. Take your business elsewhere. I said, excuse me. I started walking like this, and he pulls his gun out on me. He says, get the fuck back. Get the fuck back.
Now, we can maybe agree to disagree, but yelling asshole and saying you with your hand out of the window, now that's disorderly conduct 101. That first thing may have been an error, but after that, it certainly wasn't.
Prepare to be shocked as we expose how a corrupt cop gets himself arrested after a dangerously reckless encounter. This jaw-dropping video reveals the ugly truth about abuse of power. Don't miss out. Subscribe to our channel now to stay informed and witness more explosive revelations. Let's get it on. On January 24th, 2024, off-duty Deputy Michael Barco from the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office made headlines after an incident at a Circle K gas station in Albuquerque, New Mexico, around 7:30 p.m. Security footage showed him purchasing vodka and returning to his unmarked police vehicle. Witnesses reported that Deputy Barco then activated his emergency lights and used the vehicle's PA system to identify himself as a BCSO deputy, instructing two men to leave while allegedly pointing a gun at them. The incident was reported by gas station customers, prompting a response from Albuquerque Police Department officers.
Thank you. Hi, sir. I'm over here at Circle K. He's on a PA system and turns some lights on and says, get out of here. Get out of here. Take your business elsewhere. I said, excuse me. I started walking like this, and he pulls his gun out on me. He says, get the fuck back. Get the fuck back. Right in front. It's like a dark-colored Dodge.
Although the officers did not enter or open Deputy Barco's vehicle, they used a flashlight to look inside.
Hello, sir. My name is Officer Weather Deputy. Are you security here? No, I'm just trying to. So the reason why I'm talking to you is we got a call for service about a silver Dodge, a gentleman pointing a gun at somebody else, saying he's going to take a soul and doing all that. Do you mind just stepping out for me real quick so I can complete my investigation? I'm just trying to do my investigation, okay? Do you have a gun or anything? No? Okay.
So right now we have no federal charges. We have no offense charges.
So you don't have a gun or anything? I saw the vest in there.
Yeah, I got a vest.
But no gun? You're not pointing it at anybody or anything like that? Like I said...
Just got here,
no, I know. So like I said, we got a call. Someone's pointing guns. This is the vehicle they gave.
No,
that's why I'm talking to you. If they give me the description that matches you, what we'll do is we'll do a field ID of the person. That's what that's called. Is whoever our caller is will come do all that stuff and either say that's him or that's not him. Do you have a phone number? Alright, so there's that for you.
Yeah.
Just do me a favor, just hang out. Like I said, we're just waiting for some of that information. You're not working security or anything?
No.
You work for the county?
Yeah.
What do you do with the county?
I'm with the SO.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
So you're off duty?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You didn't have any altercations with anybody, no arguments or anything?
Yeah. All good, brother.
You're not UC or anything like that? You don't got a PA in here or anything like that? Is this your POV? This isn't your POV? Or this is?
No, this is my county car, man.
This is your county car?
Yeah.
What's going on?
What's up, brother?
Surviving.
No, I get it, man.
But so this is your county car?
Yeah. What's up?
What are your normal days you working?
Just Monday through Friday, bro.
When it's you guys are on 5/8?
What's up,
still with DP?
Yep.
This is Michael.
It's Michael?
Yes, sir.
So, just to let you know, bro, right now, you're going to be detained until further notice, just pending investigation, okay? Just until we can run some more investigation of what's going on, okay?
Let's go for it. There we go.
Let me sit you down over here in my car.
Oh, you got the fob. Lucky.
Have a seat for me, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, what are we waiting for? So I'm gonna go talk to the clerk inside. If you saw anything, get more information, and then I'll come and talk to you.
He's been with VCSO for 15 years.
He's been with VCSO for 15 years?
Yeah.
Because right now, for what they're saying, so he could possibly impersonating an officer if he's not
actually
an SO.
Yeah, and he kept saying no, but I didn't go in the vehicle to see the vest or anything like that. So, all right. Yeah, it's a vest that says sheriff right there.
This raised questions about whether their actions constituted an unreasonable search under the Fourth Amendment, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated. Following the towing of Deputy Barco's vehicle, officers obtained a search warrant and discovered several significant items. Among these was a handgun with a flashlight and laser, matching the description given by witnesses.
He's got a taser, rifle mags, there's his pistol. He told me he didn't have a gun. Here's his radio. I don't see...
Damn, he might be a 34.
He might be a legit 34.
We're working, assistant manager's coming to get cameras, so we'll work on that until you can get some footage.
Okay.
So let's positively ID him.
Yeah.
Because Tristan's got TOT the other guy.
Over here.
Driving while under the influence, DUI, and/or driving while intoxicated, impaired, DWI, are criminal driving offenses in all states. These offenses encompass dangerous driving impairment caused by alcohol, drugs, or other controlled substances. In states that only charge either DUI or DWI offenses, the two terms are often colloquially used interchangeably. In states that charge both offenses, DUI charges usually refer to cases of alcohol impairment, while DWI charges usually refer to cases of impairment by recreational or prescribed drugs.
Sorry, man. No, we're sitting walking.
Is it both of them or is it one specific?
Yeah, man, we're looking at cameras right now, dude. And then, like I said, I appreciate you working with us.
There you go. Go ahead and turn. Whichever way you want it. You want it like that?
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay. Let's try to turn your wrist a little bit more. Can you go? I know.
All right, Michael, go ahead and have a seat, man. With me again, sir?
Yeah, I'm sorry, sir. I'm not trying to bug, man. I'm just trying to figure out what the status is. Like, I just really want my wife to know that, like, I'm okay.
We're actually almost done, and we can do that, yes? Okay. Just give her an update, and we'll give you an update really soon, okay? We 100% will. Let me talk just with your team, and I'm going to come over here. Just with those gentlemen, though.
I assume since the crime was involved with the firearm, you guys are taking that for evidence, or?
So right now, so my sergeant's talking to one of the callers or victims.
Okay.
So everything right now is still inside the vehicle.
Did he have the firearm on him?
No, when he stepped out of the vehicle, he didn't have it on him when he stepped out. But I can tell you in the passenger seat, I saw a vest that said sheriff, had his taser, like rifle mags, saw the radio in the cup holder, and then whatever pistol handgun was on the seat as well.
Okay.
I think Mirandize him still and get his side of the story type of thing. And that's about where I know where we're at.
Cool. Can you help me out? We're going to get him out and get him TOT'd. Are you live too? All right, sir. So we just talked with your chain stuff. Investigation-wise, things are going to be on pause. Again, we took your truck, sealed it just for evidentiary value, so everything is justified. There's no questions. For tonight, though, you're being released. Nothing's going to take place further. We gave your chain the report number and stuff. They are willing to give you a ride home.
How am I able to get my phone, man?
if we take something out of that truck, we're violating, you know, your rights and stuff. So we had to do the right thing too. I'm sorry. So our detectives, they come out, start unsealing the vehicle, doing their search warrant stuff, and get your property back. Yeah. Do you have everything on you, sir, that you need? Yeah. All right, and then I think one of them will help you out, sir.
Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Cool. Appreciate it.
There has been criticism of the Albuquerque officers for not investigating whether Deputy Barco was intoxicated, despite the smell of alcohol in his vehicle. This has raised concerns about possible favoritism and oversight. Deputy Barco has also been criticized for allegedly driving under the influence and pointing his firearm at civilians, actions deemed hazardous and inappropriate for a law enforcement official. On February 9, 2018, Sergeant J. Reagan of the Vermont State Police conducted a traffic stop on Gregory Bombard in St. Albans, Vermont. The reason for the stop was Sergeant Reagan's belief that Mr. Bombard had made a provocative gesture towards his cruiser. The ensuing interaction, captured on Sergeant Reagan's dashboard camera,
You need something? Looked like you put me out when you were going by there. Looks like you went like this to me as I was driving by you. Were you looking?
No, you might have thought I might be stretching. I was doing this.
Okay, so you didn't...
No.
Sergeant Reagan claimed he stopped Mr. Bombard because he believed Mr. Bombard was gesturing at him provocatively, possibly seeking attention or signaling distress.
Okay, you didn't intentionally do that then?
I thought I spoke too long.
Yeah, it looked like you looked right at me and looked like you stuck your middle finger up in my face.
No. You must be really sensitive if it's super personal. You want that.
Well, I don't need to make it personal, you know. I mean, you looked right at me, and if you were like a cigarette or you had
Well, I had a
your one,
cigarette, but I was doing this.
and it's the first time in 12 years I've ever stopped someone who I thought put me off, so I don't like that insinuation. I want to make sure that you're all right. Yeah, it's an unusual behavior.
It's unusual behavior.
As a trooper, they're probably going to find it by giving them that type of negative signal. Do you agree with that?
The Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution protects citizens from unreasonable searches and seizures by the government. However, there is an exception to this rule known as the community caretaking function. This doctrine allows police officers to perform certain duties that are unrelated to criminal investigations without obtaining a warrant. It is important to note that the scope of the community caretaking function is limited. The Supreme Court has held that this exception applies only to minor intrusions that do not infringe upon a person's reasonable expectation of privacy. This means that the police must act in good faith and have a legitimate reason for performing the action. In this case, despite Sergeant Reagan's assertion that Mr. Bombard's gesture, raising his middle finger, was a plea for aid, the middle finger is widely understood to convey a different message altogether.
If somebody did that for a trooper, they're obviously looking for their attention. I'm trying to put you in my mindset from what I was thinking for a moment. Now that I'm talking to you, I realize that maybe that wasn't the case. I don't know you until I have a conversation with you.
Okay, so I have a question. If someone flips you off,
Yeah.
what is the citation? What's the crime? Yeah.
I don't know if they're signaling to try to get my attention because they need assistance or they need to have a conversation. Because obviously it's not normal behavior, so I'm going to have that conversation. So I won't take up any more of your time.
Well, I'm going to file a complaint with you.
You're more than welcome to. It's Trooper Reagan out of Salvas Barracks. I was going by there and your middle finger was extended while you were looking at me.
Maybe I was doing this. I was doing this.
Well, I also see that you had a cigarette in your hand, and so it's possible that you had one hand up while you're cigarette.
That would be considered freedom of expression.
Although maybe freedom of expression, it is so unusual that it requires intervention to make sure that you don't need help at this time. Are you trying to signal my attention or something? And I'm not going to delay any more than you two. Listen, sir, once I realize that you weren't flipping me off, you're free to go.
It's improbable that a court would view Sergeant Reagan's interpretation as reasonable or justifiable under the circumstances. Therefore, it's likely that a court would rule the traffic stop unjustified under the community caretaking doctrine. In the dashcam footage, there was no evidence of Mr. Bombard obstructing traffic or pedestrians.
Now you don't realize I flipped you off.
Once I realize
What if I did flip you off?
Then we have a conversation on what's appropriate and not appropriate. I have other things to do than to be...
So if I did flip you off...
have a good day. Over the fuck as he pulled away, he called me an asshole. I'm going to arrest him for disorderly conduct. There are multiple people around there. 240 Song, send me another unit to Brainerd Street in the city. Okay, so now you're under arrest for disorderly conduct. Get out of the car.
I'm under arrest?
Yeah, that's a crime, sir. So get out of the car, you're under arrest.
How am I under arrest for disorderly conduct?
I'm not going to debate this with you. Please get out of the car. You are under arrest. Although the first interaction may have been an error, the second one certainly was not. And while your window was down, with your middle finger extended, you said, quote, asshole, step out of the car.
I'm having problems. I have a lot of...
Step out of the car. Or step out of the car, you're going to be ejected from the car.
How am I under arrest?
Step out of the car, I'm going to make you.
But, sir, can you explain to me how that is...
It's disorderly conduct. It is tumultuous behavior of all the motor vehicle traffic there.
I don't understand that.
Step out of the car.
You're serious, sir.
Walk back here.
Oh, my God.
It wasn't a problem until it became a problem. You understand that?
Oh, come on.
Now put your hand behind your back.
Oh, my God, sir. You're kidding.
The first one may have been an error, and the second one certainly was not.
How is that disorderly conduct? I'm not being disorderly.
Now, we can maybe agree to disagree, but yelling asshole and saying you with your hand out of the window, now that's disorderly conduct 101. That first thing may have been an error, but after that, it certainly wasn't. Now I'm convinced that you did, especially that behavior to actually get the end of the stop. Okay, so you are under arrest, and that's the end of the story.
I'm worried about my car.
I'm not intending you to ask, I'm not intending to ask you any questions.
I cannot believe this.
240 Stone 21, I'll use 23.
Now, sir, can I please go?
No.
Oh my God.
I'm all set now.
So what happens to my car?
Well,
where does it get towed?
I'll give you a record of your preference. Come back over here. You understand you've been arrested, right? So you don't just you don't just get to drag around your car now, right? I mean, you can't take around. You've been arrested. You're in custody. So
99 out of 100 people who I thought that did that in the original stop, if it was an honest mistake, they'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I apologize for any error, and they would drive on. They wouldn't then do what you did, which makes me think that you did do it now. I'm going to loosen these up. They're going to be uncomfortable. I don't want them to be painful, so I'm going to loosen them a little bit. How about, is it okay, or you need more?
It's fine, sir. Yeah, it's fine.
I'm going to back up a little bit.
That's one way to do it.
Wow. And I saw his middle finger extended at me.
Really?
So I just wanted to have a conversation with him. It's like, what's going on? You need help? Out the window, yelled asshole, said you, and me off in front of 100 people? Okay, yeah.
We're going to embarrass.
Correct.
Bombard, represented by the American Civil Liberties Union of Vermont, filed a lawsuit against Riggin and the state of Vermont in 2021. According to his suit, the local prosecutor twice tried to charge him with disorderly conduct. It was dismissed both times and dragged out the case for nearly a year. Fire has now joined Bombard's legal team and is asking the Superior Court of Vermont to recognize Bombard's First Amendment rights were violated. Overall, Sergeant Reagan's conduct during the encounter with Mr. Bombard deserves significant criticism. This incident illustrates how law enforcement officers can violate the law when they let personal sensitivities and emotions dictate their actions instead of adhering to constitutional pressing traffic. Hopefully, this video has given you a clearer understanding of the dangers of corruption within the police force. If you found this information useful, please leave your comments below. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss our upcoming videos. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.